I want to talk about the anti-racism equity work because I think it really illustrates, again, the relationship between the approach to leadership and this paradox and an understanding of the problem or what you're trying to accomplish. When districts lead with data and external accountability, it's because they misunderstand the problem. The problem is not to fill in deficits, and that approach, which says we have to create this system of identifying deficits and filling them in, and that has to come from the top because that's not what everybody's thinking about, misunderstands fundamentally that addressing our issues of inequity around race have to do with a fundamental transformation in our classrooms and in our culture, which is about removing obstacles from kids who are ready to learn and ready to excel. It's about a strengths-based approach. Again, the role of leadership in that regard is to use data because data helps to identify the areas of need. And also there's need for intervention. There are deficits. But fundamentally, it's a matter of building capacity, inspiring, and that's done, again, through this team of principals and superintendent and the auxiliary teams like our district-wide equity and diversity team and the school-based teams that are connected to that. They all work together to create a capacity-building approach with high expectations. And again, we don't have the time to get into detail, but in some ways the detail around what that professional development and how you leverage that deep change is all about. But it doesn't happen through fear. It happens through creating buy-in by having experiential changes in our experiences in our staff that help them to understand what this is all about.
Because it's really, I've come to believe that people don't resist change. They resist being changed. And we change all the time, right? Someday we do something, the next day we do something different. What we resist is when we get some idea that we have to change and someone's telling us to change. And I often ask myself and ask my students now at TC, when's the last time somebody said to you, change? And you said, okay. Doesn't happen to me that way. So a lot of it is around this trust building and the input and the communication that I think we're all talking about. Karen?
Yeah, you make an excellent point there. There's an awful lot of research around exactly what we're talking about today in terms of shared responsibility, shared accountability, the work of Alma Harris and distributed leadership and shared leadership. And you make an excellent point about the trust factor. There's also a lot of research around relational trust and the role it plays in this whole process that we've talked about.